is not Austin. I'm in Austin, Texas. So I just
Oh, okay.
wrote a random name.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Uh, we spoke before. Remember me? I used to. We were talking about like future and stuff.
Maybe.
You don't remember?
I'm sorry, bro. You know how this
Yeah.
go. I talk to a lot of folks, but go ahead, brother. And then your mic was unmuted, so I was just gonna tell you to mute, but it's fine. You can go. Go ahead.
So when you say hurt women, you're not talking about physical. You're also including emotional hurt, right?
I mean, I played the video. The dude was talking about physical. I
Uh,
got physical from it, but I'm talking about all forms of hurt. Yeah.
uh, Talking about the emotional. Uh, it's just that you have to in some way like manipulate, not like hurt, but you have to manipulate in order to get what you want. That's how life goes in general.
Who told you
uh
that? Who told you that?
we've already talked about this. Usually like I'm into the black pill content a lot.
Hmm.
So you either play or get played. There's no neutral relationship that exists out there. It's just that you either get played or you play. That's how it works.
So what woman has to lie to you to be with you?
I'm not saying they have to lie to you. I'm just saying um, it could
Manipulation is a
be.
form of is this I'm saying. So what woman has to deceive you to get with you?
You don't have to be. She doesn't have to deceive, but she could emasculate you in a way that so that you don't understand your value. Like in a sense of like anecdotally, this is what I say, right? It doesn't happen majority of the time. If you take 100%, 98% will probably be females hurt by men. I do agree with that.
Okay.
But the reason why the majority of men use manipulation tactics is so that they could get what they want. And
And why is that? But wait, you're almost there. I agree. Men manipulate women. I agree. Most men have to manipulate women to gain access to them. But
yeah,
why? But why?
so that you could get what you want.
No, no, no,
Is
no, no,
what you
no,
want.
no,
Validation
no.
is what you
Time
want.
out, time out, time out,
Okay.
time out. Why? Why would women not be with you if you were to be the person who you are authentically? Why would
Because
why do we know that as men inherently? Why do we know that?
because if you are a nice guy and you just like sit down and just simp over her, you're probably you're not gonna get what you want. She's gonna think, oh, you're a loser. You don't get, you don't have like side house and stuff. So that's why when you interact with women, with females, you have to be kind of toxic, not hurt her physically. I don't condone that kind of shit, but you have to be a little bit of toxic character so that she will say, "Oh, he could, he's a toxic guy." So that's how she deals with you. But if you're just nice, she's gonna think that you're pathetic. Like she's gonna say, "Oh, what a pathetic guy."
So you think that so you think that men by default are nice dudes, and what they do is they be toxic to women to attract them. That's what you're telling me?
Uh, to get what you want. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay. Dainty,
Yes.
I have a question for you as a woman. Um, when men, let me ask you that. I don't want to make this assumption. Have you ever been manipulated by a man, to your knowledge?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when they did this, did they were they actually a nice guy beneath it all, but posing as a toxic man, or were they posing as a nice man but was toxic underneath it all?
It was the latter. He was pretending to be nice,
Mm.
and turns out he was a complete douchebag.
Oh, interesting.
But I want to touch on something he just said. He was going to say women, and then he corrected himself to female. Are you Austin or from Austin guy? Are you genuinely into like red pill BS, or you just
I'm
want to
not red
be?
pilled. I'm black pilled.
Sounds like the
Those are
same to
two
me.
different.
It's
No, it's
Sounds
worse.
like the
different.
same to me.
It's worse.
Okay.
It's worse. Yeah.
Oh,
Red
it's
pill is
worse.
more positive.
Yeah.
Red pill people will still say that, you could find a wife, you could have a soulmate. But black pill is more of a dark uh
Hey, remember?
manosphere and the manosphere.
Hey,
So
remember in the movie Spider-Man when a little bit of that little spawn stuff. What's that? What's that? When that black stuff got on him and he started acting, he like wore his hair to the side. He walked out the restaurant. He was dancing and stuff like that. That's the black.
okay,
That's the black
yeah.
pill version. And yeah, that's how they be acting. The little venom,
Uh,
a little
uh,
drop of venom got on y'all, and
yeah.
y'all started acting weird. I
Black
see.
pill is more toxic in my
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. So you admit that
And
it's toxic. Mm.
it's toxic, but I would say that like, okay, the idea of black pill is you're not the only one in her life. So you might be the person. Well, for example, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't be the bill guy, right? So if I couldn't, satisfy her and the bills, I could, you know, show my toxic trait in a different way. So
How do
we're
you do
all
that? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you show your toxic traits to these women? Give me an
um
example.
me personally, I'm not in a relationship, but I used to be,
Oh,
right?
we hold
So
on, wait. We know. we know. We know. That hold on, wait. We going pause right there, brother. We know. I'm asking you
okay.
though, how if you were trying to attract a woman, how would you do that? By
I,
how
I
would you do that?
Yeah. And also, I literally got out of a relationship, like literally, very recently. So I still have the traumatic experience, and I haven't actually healed from it. That's why I'm not engaged in a
Oh,
Were you black
different
pill?
way.
Were you black pill in the relationship, or that's what
Of
turned you
course.
black pill? So you were black pill in the relationship. So how did she traumatize you?
So how it does, I've already mentioned it. She had a child. Uh, so she was still emotionally connected with the father, and the father had
Oh
a
yeah, you told me
DV
that.
charge. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So how I used to do that when I was with her was breadcrumbing. So I'll give her all this attention, and she'll be flattered, and she'll assume that we are together, and I'll never let her go, and I'll disappear, and she'll end up, in a very emotional way. Like I'll see her cry when we get together and that kind of stuff. So that's how you show your toxic threat. And I will say that it's better like, you don't do nothing physically. It's just that you give them attention, and they'll assume that they have a future with you, and you pull it away from them once you make them dependent on you, or like you make them emotionally dependent first. They're gonna think that they have a future with you, but in reality, you know that they don't have a future with you. You're just waiting for them to just go away, right?
So
So
can I
let me ask
ask
you
a
a question.
question?
Go
Oh,
go go ahead. Go ahead, Dainty. You can let me know if
so
you want to say something too, Shan.
you said out of your own mouth that black pill is worse than red pill and it is toxic. My question is, why would you choose the toxic route to get a woman, and you're choosing a woman that you don't actually want? You just want to make her emotionally attached to you only to then abandon her. Is that not, you're
That's
literally
sick.
seeking someone, it literally is, it's public's prompt. You're seeking someone out to harm them before you harm yourself. Is that not exactly what the prompt says?
no, I got in relationship with her because I don't have a U.S. citizenship, and she was American, so I was just trying to get my
So you were using her
documents.
for citizenship to become legal.
But we ended. I broke up with her, because I was like, even if I don't become a citizen, it's okay. Now I'm okay with it. But at that time, I really wanted to be American, and I'm an immigrant that lives in Texas, so that's why. And kind of, and she was like, why, like she told me that I already told her what my intention was, but she was still upset when I go to different
I gotta
females and stuff. Yeah.
I gotta read this. I gotta read this super chat. This is a good super chat. Thank you, Black Sheep, for the super chat. She says, "This is to attract women out of your league. It will get you temporary gain and no connection. She will eventually leave unless you're okay with that." Facts. Like eventually they'll sniff out, you know what I'm saying, that it's a ruse and dip, right? Because there's, you know, eventually, hopefully, depending on how good you are at it. But I don't think you're that good at it, to be honest with you. Wow, man. This is you know what? I'm gonna say this. Most men move the way that this gentleman moves, but it's not so deliberate. Like they don't look at it like he's treating it as if it's a science, right? Most men do it inherent, like we just do it inherently, like it's just like a part of what we were taught, we were conditioned to do as men in our society, right? The things he's describing, that's like, you know what I mean, like that's not far off from like what I like running game and the same, you know, this whole podcast on here about running game and manipulating women or whatever, and we just it's just normal stuff, par for the course. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like what he's saying is crazy to me. The thing that makes it crazy to me is the intent, the intention, right? Because for as terrible as men that I know and myself have been, it could be, it was more negligence than intentional. When the, you know what I mean? Like when it, like I would never be able to have a conversation and be like, oh man, you know, like, yeah, you just got to use these women and you got to manipulate them. And like, it was that would never, I was always on some like, yeah, this is fucked up. When, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whenever it was clocked, I'd be like, yeah, that's terrible. And that doesn't mean that the damage wasn't still being caused. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, I think that mindset enabled me to like move away from that behavior because I always knew it was wrong, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it was brought up, I would be like, oh, damn, okay, I could see that was wrong, or, you know, whatever. This dude is like, nah, I'm deliberately out here trying to harm as many women as I can, because why not? Because fuck them, right? It's a difference between like there's a difference between first degree unaliving and like involuntary manslaughter. You dig what I'm saying? Like there's a difference. Don't get me wrong, it all ends up in somebody being hurt, but you know, it's just different. There's just different levels to it. And he's on some first degree unaliving type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like he's way too calculated. He's like, oh no, you breadcrumb him and he got the terms and the phrases and the terminology down. It's wild. That's crazy.